to Clutch Anime, where you get an earful of anime and gaming. Today I got a special guest by the name of Clancy. Welcome, Clancy. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Jeremy.
Good.
How are you doing?
Excellent. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, it's glad to be here.
Good. Well, today what we're going to be talking about is what's to come for anime this year. Got a couple top picks that I'd like to talk about. Clancy, I want to start out by getting to know you a little bit more. To let you guys know a little bit about Clancy and how we met was actually at work. We worked together. We used to work together. And just became really good friends. Every morning I'd come into work and we'd talk a little bit. He would actually stay a little bit later over his shift just to talk, and we just started talking gaming and got to really, talk on a personal level and get to know each other. So I have him on today just to get to know you a little bit more, Clancy. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. We did this with the first video, is getting to know our guests a little bit. And I have 5 questions for you. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So, Clancy, what's your favorite game?
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. All right. Nice.
The first one.
Yeah, you try to get me to play that.
Yeah, the very first one from 2000. Not one of the new ones. They're still okay, but try the first one.
All right. Well, so you guys get to know a little bit about Clancy here. He's also really, really good. I would say he's probably one of the best people I've talked to about gaming, and I feel like I fall short on this podcast when it comes to gaming. I know a little bit more about anime, but Clancy here is a professional at gaming. Can you say that? Yeah.
Don't hold me to it, please.
Yeah, no, dude, I think you're one of the best. But anyways,
we'll see.
Just from picking your brain, you've been one of the best. If you were a gaming character, what would it be? What would be your favorite one?
My favorite one, or which one would it be?
Both. Let's do both.
Favorite one, probably say Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid. Which one would I be? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know which one I would be.
Would you say Link?
Sure.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask Link.
Okay. There you go.
Majora's Mask Link.
That's a good one. What about your favorite game?
Favorite game? Deus Ex, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did ask you that. Duh. Okay. Let's see here. Your favorite genre of music?
I really just listen to like Pink Floyd. There's not really much outside of that. I have no taste whatsoever when it comes to music.
What's your favorite Pink Floyd song?
When I listen to those, it's more like the whole album is one continuous piece. So I like The Wall more than Dark Side of the Moon. I'll say The Wall. Yeah.
The Wall? Okay. Another brick in the wall, right?
The whole album. Though.
The whole album?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
I like that. You listen to the songs and they're like, you okay?
Yeah, we're good.
You listen to the songs and they're basically continuous from one to the other. They're not like the same, but they do really seamlessly go into each other.
That's me opening up a energy drink.
There we go.
Sorry, I took my time on that. Go ahead.
Which is why, like, if you were to rip the album on your phone and put them in like MP3 files, they sound awful because like you'll hear the beginning of one at the end of one song, and it'll have this chop, and then it'll start the next song officially. So, yeah, I would say the whole album pretty much.
There we go. If you had a favorite anime, what would it be?
Death Note. Because it's the only real anime that I've watched.
Okay. You watched the actual anime or the live remake? I mean, I guess you can kind of count that as an anime.
The Netflix anime?
There you go. That's okay.
I've seen both, But yeah.
Honestly, I thought Death Note was really good as the live remake.
The original.
Hmm?
I didn't like the Netflix movie. I like the original more.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of why I would say I like the live actions because I didn't actually watch the animation.
You need to, and then you're not gonna like the Netflix movie.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, it's worth it. I'll do that. Okay. So yeah. Thank you, Clancy. I feel like I know you more. Thank you. So yeah, going on to a little bit about animation. What's to come for 2020. If you guys have ever heard of Violent Evergarden, they're coming out with the movie. Yeah. I've been told April 24th of 2020, we should be expecting Violent Evergarden. As you guys know, that is a beautiful animation. I would say the artistic, time and value that's been put into that definitely reaches out there. One of the best, I would say, on just animation alone in detail. Also, Fate's Grand Order. They're coming out with the movie too as well in 2020. Don't know the specific date alone, but if you know about the Fate series, very, very good animation. Go out there, watch it, spend some time watching it. There's quite a few seasons out there on Fate alone for the Holy Grail War. It's very, very good animation. So get out there, watch it. That's what's to come in 2020. I'll have some more next video. Also, another thing is, I know I was going to be talking about The Witcher Wild Hunt 3. Fortunately, I'm going to have to wrap that up today, but we'll follow it some other time. I did put some time into it as well, so I will be talking about that later on, but we're actually going to be talking about RE, Resident Evil.
Right, we are. So I've been going through those. I've started going through those games for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm going through the whole series, the main games. So from the very original on PS1, all the way up to the Resident Evil 2 remake, which came out last January. I had to correct myself because I almost said earlier this year, but
we're still in January.
It's a new year. Yeah, I feel like it's still December.
By the way, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, it is January 2020. Welcome.
But yeah, so far, went through the first Resident Evil 1, first Resident Evil, the director's cut version. Played that twice, and actually just finished up my first playthrough of Resident Evil 2, finished up the B scenario just today, actually. So, pretty sure I'm going to start 3 tomorrow sometime. And I've just been really getting into that and researching the background of the games and all of that, and the reasons as to why they made the choices with the games as they did, especially with things like, one of the things that everyone identifies with those early games is, of course, you can't talk about Resident Evil without talking about tank controls.
Right.
And the reason for those is because the PS1 was kind of weak. Like, it was not very powerful, and because of that, they made some concessions to make it look really good. And one of those concessions was the backgrounds. And like the vast majority of the scenery and the environments in those first 3 games on PS1 are totally, they don't move. They're not animated in any way whatsoever.
Right.
They're pre-rendered, so they're always going to stay the same no matter what. And that's why the camera angles are fixed all the time, is because the only things that are actually programmed to have different animations and different frames are things like the character and different items the character can interact with, like weapons and ammunition and like little notes they can find on a desk.
So for you guys to know, I actually haven't played Resident Evil like Clancy over here, and today actually we're from where Clancy has actually started. He started from the beginning. He's doing things right. He started from the beginning. He's playing all the way through the franchise of RE. So what we're going to be doing later on today is Clancy and I are going to be partnering up and going to be tackling some Resident Evil so I can get some experience on the game itself. So thank you, Clancy. Appreciate that. I believe you brought your PlayStation 3?
Yep, sitting right over there in the corner.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to go on to our next segment. If you were to go on a dungeon raid, what snack would you bring?
If you were on a dungeon raid, what snack would you bring?
I think this is Clancy's first time. For you to know, Clancy, animations typically have a really weird name as of like if you were to go on a dungeon raid, what would happen, or don't pick up girls in a dungeon or whatever. So part of this segment is to be a little goofy. So we try out snacks and we rate them by their visual image, the smell, the taste, just how they are in general. So today I actually have a snack from Korea. It was actually sent to me by Elizabeth. Elizabeth, thank you so much for sending this snack. Let's go ahead and try it. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your first testing. Okay, so what we have here is called Peanut Crunch. So let's see here if you guys can take a look there. So we got a whole bunch of Korean writing. Of course, I don't know Korean, so I can't really tell you what it says. But the snack is called Peanut Crunch. And Clancy and I will be trying this out today. So, yeah, just judging off the visual, if you want to take a look at that.
Yeah, so for anyone listening, like, this basically looks like any Western, like in a cartoon when the characters go over to Japan or to some other Asian country. This looks exactly like really cartoony, really big.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like something that someone would pick up, like that Hank Hill would pick up
Yeah,
out of a vending machine or something.
It literally looks like they just piece it together. I mean, I guess, since we don't live in Korea, I guess that's appealing. Would you say that? Is that the reason why it looks like that is they can capture?
We kind of do the same thing over here. It's just maybe their advertising is just different as far as what they think is the flashiest and will get the most attention.
So on this bag that we're looking at right now, this bag of chips, pretty much, they're like little balls. They look like little snacks. The snacks, from what the image shows us, is there's peanuts attached to, I would say, little crunch balls. It looks like.
They look like it, yeah.
Yeah, like they're this little crunch balls. I don't know if you guys can see that on my channel there, YouTube channel. Try my best. And then this is very hard to describe because everything's in Korean.
Yeah. The only way we'll be able to describe it is after we try it.
Right, exactly. They used a lot of orange in their advertisement on this bag, and to me, doesn't it feel like, what's that chip called that's really noisy when you open it up? It's and they're like little squares, or not like squares alone, but they're real thin. They're like multi-grain.
Oh, Triscuits?
Not Triscuits.
No?
Well, Triscuits is one, but it's the other one that's super loud. It's called gosh, why am I having a brain fart? My lord. They sell them at Subway, and
I haven't been to Subway.
Yeah, no, me either. Oh man,
I got no idea.
Anyways, I'll probably think of it later. So yeah, let's go and open these up. Yeah, hopefully we don't die. We'll see.
No,
we'll know what it's from.
I already checked the back. It shouldn't kill me.
All right. Ooh, as soon as I open it, I smell peanuts.
Oh
yeah. That smells oddly familiar. Go ahead and take a smell of that. Yeah. It smells fresh. A lot of peanuts. It's very, I don't know, what is that? That reminds me of like a peanut Captain Crunch smell.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah. And then, let's take a look there. So they came out in these little balls. Go ahead and grab you one. Check this out. This little bite-sized peanut balls. And he went ahead and ate one. All right, I'm going to try it since you've already dove in. Let's see.
So it's got like a little peanut core to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's got like a popcorn vibe to it too.
It's
I like that.
It's like the outside kind of feels like crisp rice, like
Yeah.
and the inside just it's mainly the inside core of it that's peanut butter. So.
I really like that. Definitely can taste the peanut butter in it. Very crispy. I like it. I feel like you can like pour this in a bowl and put some milk in it and like eat it as a cereal. I mean, it's too big as a cereal, but
You probably could, yeah.
it could be a cereal.
It could probably work.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. So if you were to, Clancy, if you were to rate the bag on appearance from a 5-star rating, what would you say? Take a gander at it.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Just looking at the bag, yeah.
3 out of 5. So I would say compared to some of the other, snack. So I would have to rate this, I would say, on the visual, I would say 3 stars. Yeah.
3? Okay.
Yeah. It's something I wouldn't pull off the shelf. You know, if I saw it right away, I'd probably pick the bag of Doritos next to it. But that's just me. But yeah, I'd give it 3 stars. Clancy, you said 3.5, right?
I said 3.
3? Okay, yeah. So I'm about the same with you on that one.
All right.
As of smell, out of 5 stars, what would you say?
4.
4?
Yeah.
I like the peanut smell too as well. I give it a 4. Let's see here. For the taste, what'd you think?
Considering I don't like peanut butter, I'd say 3.5.
3.5? I'm gonna go with 5 because I love
5?
peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah, peanut butter. For some reason, this snack was, really good. I've had quite a few so far now, and I can't stop eating it. Yeah, definitely a 5 on the crunchy peanut or peanut crunch as well. So if you were to go on a dungeon raid, and this dungeon raid was like maybe a whole day, would you take this as a snack?
Absolutely.
You would? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. So, guys, there we go. We have it as our, if you were to go on a dungeon raid, what snack would you bring? And Clancy here would bring it. I personally, I'd probably not. And the reason for that is because, yeah, it tastes great, but it's, I don't know. I just wouldn't take it. I kind of like the other ones more.
Okay.
Yeah, the potato snacks that I ate before. That was really good. So there we have it. Crunchy potato, whatever you call it.
Crunchy peanut?
Crunchy. My tongue got tied up there. Peanut crunch. Thank
Crunch.
you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sending this. For you guys, if you guys want to know if you can send more snacks, I will put my address down in the description on my YouTube channel. If you guys are interested in sending that and having us try out your snack, more than happy to do that for you guys and give you a shout out on our channel. Well, Clancy, it looks like we're going to be going over to Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yep.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Yes. Let's do this thing.
All right.
It's so weird holding one of these.
Yeah, a regular PS3 controller.
PS3 controller. Dang.
It shouldn't take that long to get used to because it's still the same button layout as the PS4. So it's not like a Nintendo controller where it changes
Right.
every time.
I remember playing like Spider-Man on PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that was a lot of fun, especially with like the web slinging and the
Did you
controls.
play the PS4 one?
No, not yet.
It's really fun. It's one of those games that's like, I only played it once, but it was a fun once.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now it's actually a lot cheaper than when I bought it. So
I watched one of my other friends actually play the new Spider-Man, And honestly, like, yeah, it's definitely there. I definitely pick it up and start playing with it.
Yeah.
All right, so this is like the beginning intro.
Well, it's just a menu.
So this is the first one, right?
Very original. Well, actually, so go ahead. So this is the director's cut DualShock version.
Okay.
And this is like the second or third version of the original.
Okay.
And the main difference with the director's
2002, right?
Original came out in 96.
96?
Yeah.
Okay.
This may have come out in 97.
Do you want me to load a game or start a new game?
New game.
New game?
Original.
So what's the difference? I saw original, arranged, and beginner.
Beginner is just easier. Okay, so before we move on to this, beginner is just easier, and arrange takes the original game and just mixes and matches all of the locations of items. So like key items, weapons, ammunition, healing items, and totally changes the layout. I have yet to try it, but it sounds like it would be really cool.
Okay. And then with this, I heard from what character I choose will depend on how the game is going to be, right?
Yes. So Chris is hard mode, and Jill is easy mode.
Okay. What would you recommend?
Jill.
Jill?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still haven't played through as Chris. Those two times that I played were both as Jill. Just the first time as a blind playthrough.
Okay.
A relatively blind playthrough, and the second one was just so that I could do it well.
I'm psyched. So it's 1998,
Yep.
July, looks like. Raccoon Forest.
It's also raccoon misspelled. Raccoon only has one C.
Yeah.
Infantry is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports
Raccoon.
of families being
Desire. Did you see that?
Well, see, I think they spell raccoon right. Not raccoon as we know it, but raccoon as a city, because the way they're pronouncing it, it's not like raccoon.
I think that's
raccoon.
I think that's just a bad voice acting.
You think so?
Watch this.
See, that's one thing I love about gaming is actually getting immersed into the storyline. And with Resident Evil so far, this first one's
Bravo
not bad.
team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Oh my lord. I love the music and the sound effects behind.
What do you think of the acting?
The acting is great. This is awesome. Honestly, like, something inside of me just like loves this.
Yeah, and I think for these actors, like they just found like the 4 or 5 white people on Japan.
Yeah.
So just
The only white people on
yeah,
Japan.
you know, like hey, you're a programmer for Toshiba or something who just moved to Japan. Can you come say some lines for our game?
Oh man, I definitely feel the horror suspense behind this so far. I mean, yeah, they worked with what they had.
Yeah.
It looks like
Well,
like they had a budget.
Well, you're especially going to feel that once it gets to in the middle of the game with the music and the sound effects,
Jill Valentine.
minus the voice acting and story. It's got really great atmosphere.
Barry Burton.
Rebecca Jeevers. Albert Wesker.
I heard you had to watch out for Albert Wesker for the end.
maybe.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so they've escaped into the mansion. So we just went from being out in the middle of a field.
We just ran into this mansion. We were
Ran
attacked
right
by
to-
dogs.
okay.
Just ran to this random mansion.
Okay, and then I have some
Oh,
amazing
wow.
graphics.
Listen to
What
this.
a mansion!
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is.
What is it?
Okay, so some of this voiceover reminds me of Red versus Blue,
Oh yeah.
Halo,
This is our old partner, you know.
where they try their best to
Okay.
like go with the movements
Mm-hmm.
and doing a voiceover.
Stay alert. The dining room.
Okay, so this mansion.
Oh, there's the controls.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh my lord! How do I? Oh man! Oh.
So try to figure it out for a little bit, and
I have to walk back. Oh, okay.
and then I'll tell you the secrets.
Okay.
First off, just make it to the end of the room to talk to Barry.
So definitely, it's the camera angle and the controls that's kind of
Yeah,
throwing me
and
off.
actually, can you walk a little? Yeah, stop it there. So this is a good example of what I was talking about. So you see how the clock is differently textured than the wall.
Right.
Like the wall looks more static.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it looks like the clock's a little bit more staticky. The wall looks.
Well, I mean,
real
static
clean.
static is in not moving.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, whereas both Jill and the clock look dynamically animated as though they could be moving. Well, Jill is
Right.
moving. The clock looks like it is animated in a way that could move.
Yeah.
So the background here, nothing ever changes on it. It stays the exact same way throughout the whole game. And so they fixed the camera here so that you never have to turn, like pan across,
Okay.
so that it would never have a reason to move.
Right. Okay.
And so the way the controls work is they're always relative to the character.
Mhm.
So when you press up with the stick, it's
Right.
always going to move the character forward wherever forward is for them.
Right.
And turning the stick to the right will rotate them rightward.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing for left, and bringing it back will make them come directly backward.
Gotcha.
Wherever backward is to them.
Yeah, that's really a big change in today's.
Yeah, you don't get
controls.
very much of that anymore, do you?
Right. Definitely progressed, I believe. All right, so
Well,
I'm going back out of here.
Well, I would say once you get used to it, it's actually not bad for whenever it does work. I do think there are parts that it doesn't work completely, and that's whenever it gets to be more fast-paced and actiony. Oh, and also you can hold down the square button to run.
What
Okay.
is this?
So it's definitely going to take me some time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just to get through this, because
Oh,
Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
hope this is not Chris's blood. Alright, so first thing to do, go ahead, go to that door on the right side of the room.
all right.
Yep.
I will try to. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm slowly going to get there. There we go.
And run press the X button.
There we go. So X is action.
Mm-hmm.
Square is the sprint.
Yeah.
Anything with triangle and circle?
Other than menus, I don't think so.
Okay, so I gotta get.
This will unlock all doors with a shield on it, of which
Nice.
there is literally one door, and it's the door to the first boss.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you telling me like this soon in the game I'm gonna play or
No,
go against
no,
this
no,
one? Okay.
no.
So I couldn't get in this door. So.
Nah, you can't get in. Those are the kinds of doors that you can only get in through by the other side.
So I'm gonna.
And frankly, by that point in the game, you're not gonna want to go through the other side. Believe me.
Yeah.
So now let's go over to that main hall.
So what I heard about Resident Evil, especially the first one, they were very limited on how many zombies that they can put in to each scene, because of they would literally crash the console, from what I heard, if there was too much graphics involved.
That's possible. Because of this one, I don't think there's ever more than 2 enemies at a time.
Okay.
Just
So that
thinking
makes
about it,
sense.
yeah.
So you wouldn't have, let's say, character-wise, you wouldn't have more than, what, like 2 or 3 in one scene? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess 3 counting Jill. So like 2 zombies and Jill or Chris.
And is that the reason why they go into video?
Go into video?
Yeah, as in when they're doing cutscenes?
Oh. I don't even know. I just know that the Lowe's live action cutscenes at the beginning were a lot cheaper to
Gotcha.
make than if they were to animate them.
They would actually like sit down and like
Yeah.
build. Okay. All right, so let's check this. Ooh, a woman drawing water.
So you can actually go ahead and move those stairs a little closer to that statue, to the back of that statue, because
There's stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
like a step ladder back there.
There we go. So to the back?
Yep.
Okay.
Because you can see there's like a little scroll or something in the top of the water pot of the statue.
Oh, no. Sorry, it's going to take me a while. These damn controls, still not used to them.
It is interesting just watching you get used to them.
Alright, let's see here.
Okay, so now press X once you get to that. Yeah, okay, to tell you that. So you press X in order to walk up and down stairs.
Okay. That's good to know now.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're looking at the back of this. It's a map of the first floor. Will you take it? Of course I will take it. Any kind of map, I will take it.
So now you can access the map from the inventory menu.
Let's check that out.
Oh, it's up at the very top.
Oh, map. There we go. Okay. So this is where we've been, right? Or
Yeah, well, this is for the first floor of the
Okay.
mansion. So you can go ahead and press X again. There's the map. Every
Nice.
room that's green is one you've already been into.
Nice. So they actually track
Mhm.
each room that you've been. Okay.
And I know in later games, like I believe in the remake of 2, it even tells you if there are still items inside rooms that you haven't gotten yet.
Wow.
Which is
Okay.
extremely helpful, not necessarily for this game, but I know in 2, there's a lot of parts in 2, in the original, where the item that you can pick up is actually not rendered in 3D,
Okay.
and so it's basically invisible to you. So what happens is like a lot of just walking the perimeter of a room and mashing the X button on the off chance there's going to be something in that cabinet that
okay.
you have no reason to believe is there.
Like I'm doing right now.
Kind of like now, but that's something you'll get more familiar with this one. So go
So
ahead
I feel like I can move this.
yeah, go ahead and move that whatever that is over to the right side. On the left side to the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, you were right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were just talking about, it can locate items sometimes, help you locate them.
Yeah.
That sounds like to me it'd save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So now you're good. You can go ahead and get some stuff in there.
this is just a hidden room. I feel like there's going to be some over here.
Oh. Anytime that there's an enemy in the room, you can hear them.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to get up.
Stop. Oh. Mash the X button. Mash the X button.
Oh, so I just kicked his head off.
Yeah.
All right. So she's good at soccer. She's really good at firearms. She's got cake in the trunk. And she knows how to play the piano.
And also
Wow.
now go ahead to the menu.
Is there going to be a heading, I mean?
Okay, so you will notice down here on the ECG, it is fine with a
Yes.
yellow line. And that
Okay.
means that you've lost a little bit of health.
My lord. Okay, so, wow.
That's something to keep track of. It's going to change. Fine is the highest state.
Okay.
Then it goes to caution, and then it goes to danger.
Does it regenerate?
No.
No, you actually have to find something to
Yep,
help.
and that's
Okay.
another type of resource management is oftentimes you will have to make the decision between using ammo to get through a room or saving your ammo and just tanking the hits and using health to get through
Okay.
the room.
Okay. Got some stuff over here. Alright, so I say we should give it about 5 more minutes, and
Okay.
then we'll take a break. Unless you just want to take a break now, we got pizza here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
I was
that.
about to ask. Yeah.
Can I just leave it on here? Okay, good. Alright,
Now we're working.
back in business. Let's do this thing.
So this next room is going to be your first encounter with enemies.
Nice. So I go down here?
Yep, you go in that door.
Oh, what the hell is going on? There.
Yeah, they get caught on stuff sometimes.
Cool, so this lockpick, I can use it pretty much any time.
Yeah.
Nice. So it doesn't like go away.
It's only for certain locks though. And if you were playing as Chris, he doesn't get a lockpick. You would have to find the key for those.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the difference in.
That's one of the difference, yeah.
Gotcha.
Alright, so you remember how to aim and shoot?
How the hell? Oh, okay.
Okay, now wait for it to get back up.
You literally have to aim with the other analog stick.
Wow, it's not hitting you somehow.
Damn. There we go. Holy cow. Talk about that thing was spazzing out.
Yeah, you gotta be quick on the draw on those dogs.
Well, I honestly didn't know on the right analog stick that was how you raised and lowered your gun.
Yeah. So go ahead and pause, see how your condition's doing.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, you're a danger, so go ahead down to this green can.
This
That's first aid spray, yeah.
one? Okay, so I'm just gonna use it.
And that'll restore your health completely.
So, in other terms, I need to find another can.
Yeah. Oh, also see how your ammo's doing. Yeah, so go ahead and combine the magazine into the Beretta. There we go.
Nice. Very nice.
Also, there's another dog in this hallway. No,
No,
keep going.
You
Yeah, keep
cannot
going.
move and aim at the same time.
No, you cannot. This one ought to be easier, though. Alright, wait for me to get up now. There we go.
Yeah, you just gotta
Yeah,
time
you
this
got
out.
it.
Nice. There we go.
You're learning.
Heck
oh,
yeah.
also there might be some ammo under that little thing, under that middle one. You can
I'm assuming you gotta move it because
Yeah.
the detail into
Yeah.
what they put this movable item on. Like,
So yeah, just go ahead and mash mash the X button around that area a little bit, because you might not be there.
There we
you
go. Nice. What do we have? Another.
Yep.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah, I can definitely see why you use a lot of ammunition because the controls kind of.
Not always are the most conducive to it, especially early on.
Right. That just builds the intensity and
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
difficulty of the game itself,
Mhm.
which I like. Honestly, I don't know why people hate tank controls. I feel like it adds a whole different element to the game.
Oh, there's a healing item.
Okay, so I can pick up marijuana. Nice.
So yeah, the green herbs, they'll restore you to one condition. Like if you're at caution, it'll take you to fine, and if you're a danger, it'll take you up to
It's
caution.
got a picture of armor, carving and armor. So I should be able to use that key, right?
Nope.
No?
This is the shield key.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, collect the armor key at some point.
Gotcha. Oh, that's another...
Oh, I forgot. There's something good just around this corner. For real, there's something good.
Okay.
I don't think there are any enemies in this area. And I don't remember there being anything in this bathroom. Like, I played through the game twice. I did not find anything either time I was in here.
I feel like you're joshing me right now.
No, I really didn't.
There's something. Let's go over here. Nothing useful. I don't know. A toilet to me is pretty useful.
Yeah. Also, something to point out as far as how much graphical detail is in here. Go back to the mirror. That reflection right there was probably
Wow.
really complicated to pull off at the time.
Wow. Yeah. Check that out. Hold on. Excuse me with my controlling of the tank. Yeah, that's really good. Wow. Honestly, I'm probably gonna look into that. See how they pulled that off.
And I was just watching as you got closer or farther away, she even shrank in size.
She did.
Kind of realistically. So I didn't even catch that the first 2 times playing it.
Alright, let's see what's around this corner, and I think we should call it quits.
After this one part, I would say.
Nothing there? Okay.
Oh, go inside that door. Because you're also very close to another save point.
Okay. So this is just an empty room?
Well, there's a door.
Well, yeah. Well, duh,
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm just saying.
there's a reason for this to be an empty room, but you're going to have to wait a little bit.
Gotcha. It looked like an insane asylum room.
Yeah,
Where they...
like a padded cell.
Yeah. Alright, so they got some...
Little Taliban flag up there.
Looks like it. Okay, there's some stuff on the table. Is it...
Nah, nothing on the table. But
Gotcha.
there is something right
there
there.
is a
What's
shotgun!
That? What's that? Yeah.
That's a shotgun. Wow. Yeah. Looks just like a shotgun too. There we go. Nice. Oh. And it looks like it did something. What's over here?
I don't think there is anything else. Go ahead and head outside of the room.
I feel like there's some waiting out here for me. Do I have to blow it? I should have equipped it with a shotgun, shouldn't I?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, snap. The ceiling's falling.
Go ahead and head. Just make sure that you know the direction of that door. Yeah, that one that you need to leave.
It's locked. Somebody's got to come out and save me. Right? I mean, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything.
Hey, what's going on?
Did she just notice?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Barry, help me, please. The door won't open.
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry!
He's gonna kick it down. You mean kick it open?
Yeah, I was about to say. If you listen to this line, though, it's beautiful.
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life.
A Jill sandwich?
A Jill sandwich.
A Jill
Did you
sandwich,
go
man.
to the
That's
dining
awesome.
room to do some research? Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
Oh, man.
Now Barry.
Barry.
Now Barry goes away until he's needed again.
Oh, man. I think we should call it quits there.
Actually, you're very close to a save point. Otherwise, your last save would have been a while ago.
I would have been a Jill sandwich if Barry didn't save my life.
Yeah. So go ahead and shoot the zombie. Shoot. Shit.
Alright guys, welcome back to Clutch Anime, where I just finished up with my buddy Clancy playing Resident Evil 1, the very first one.
Yep.
Alright, on PlayStation 3.
For the original PlayStation, emulated on the PS3.
Yes.
Obtained legally, of course.
Yeah. Yes. That's the only way you should buy your games or get your games, is legally right.
For real, though.
Yes.
It was legal.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed this, Clancy. Thank you so much.
Very glad you did.
Yeah, for you guys, I just want to let you know you guys can go back about 10-15 minutes and watch some actual live gameplay of Resident Evil, where Clancy and I just sat there and he, kind of edited or, narrated some of the stuff that I was seeing on the Resident Evil game itself. So, really, really enjoyed it. I've never played a Resident Evil game, so that was a first for me, and
not even one of the newer ones.
Not even one of the newer ones.
Okay.
No. So, I definitely will after this, but I will start with number one, and the reason why is the mechanics. I hate to say it, a lot of people hate the tank controls. I actually enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It added to the aspect of the difficulty, because I'm so used to fluid motion with mechanics whenever it comes to PS4, and just to have that alone into the game, and it's a survival horror game. I really enjoyed it. I definitely did. I'm gonna pick it up. I don't know. Can you get the first RE for PS4? Is that possible?
You can get the remake of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know you can get the remake, which is it's a great remake as far as it's not just touched up. It's like a totally new game. It's literally if they made Resident Evil 1 like in 2002.
Gotcha. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose for me.
Well, they are two different games and they're both on my list, so I'm going to play the remake at some point. But as far as the first game, that's something to think about. That's something to definitely keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to play it all the way through, and I might even go to number 2 and 3 and whatnot. So
all right.
I'm really gonna I'm gonna do that, dude. Thank you so much for that.
Hey,
A couple things I can take away from Resident Evil alone was, of course, the cheesy lines.
Oh, the voice acting.
The voice acting, yes. The cheesy lines, the cutscenes, love it. I just, there's something about it that just adds, some content to the game itself.
Hope this is not Chris's blood.
Yeah. Almost a, what was it?
You could have been a Jill sandwich.
A Jill sandwich. Oh my gosh. Oh, had me dying.
It's great. It's great. I swear, they found the only Westerners on the island of Japan and asked them, hey, can you just come record some lines for us?
Definitely.
Real quick for
It
a
sounded
game.
like it. Yeah, it's like, hey, we want you, the only white guy in the crowd. Let's do it. Let's go. I was like, damn, okay. But yeah, it just added to the game experience. Nowadays, I guess if you weren't really into games and didn't really enjoy, going back in time and playing, a game that revolutionized other games, you probably wouldn't have liked it as much. I feel like maybe if you didn't have that nostalgia to you that you crave nowadays, maybe you wouldn't have understood it. But a lot of those games, I feel like, were on a very slim budget as startups.
Especially like Resident Evil 1. Capcom actually made that one well. They were on the verge of bankruptcy.
Really?
Yeah, and that actually saved them from bankruptcy. And
Wow.
and you can see with 2, they actually used a much bigger budget for the sequel.
Okay.
The voice acting in that is like it's a genuine actors for it, and
Yeah,
the
but
resources, the tech they have in it, the amount of zombies they can have on screen is just a lot more.
I heard they try to do a little bit more with the dialogue, but it still came out pretty cheesy as well.
It's a little bit cheesy, but it's not the first one. It's not even close. It's like it's kind of decent, like middle of the road voice acting, but it's not like the original.
I believe you told me something like they used a lot of the dialogue. They recorded a lot of dialogue from a closet room.
Oh no, that story was well, for all I know, Capcom may have, but it was with the original Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
They used their closet as a recording booth for the dialogue.
Wow.
So like in later games with high definition audio, when they brought the dialogue back, they used the GameCube remakes audio, the recorded dialogue from there instead of the very original.
Okay.
Despite the fact that the very original was better than the GameCube remake. So,
so yeah, I honestly, I'm definitely going to pick it up. Thank you so much for that. I'll cut it short. Thank you, Clancy, for coming on to Clutch Anime and being a special guest.
Thank you for having me, Jeremy.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Later, brother. Glad to have you. Bye, guys.